Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Heat Seekers, issue number 1 from Hard Case Crime Comics. I picked this up a while ago. I haven't read, well, just read it a minute ago for the first time. I got 2 books. 3 and 4 is on the way. This is from, I don't know, I always confused with Titan. So is Titan an imprint of Hard Case or the other way around? I always get confused about that. But anyway, so this is a Gun Honey series. So people who follow me for a while know that I've been reviewing Blood Honey, the series, Volume 1, and Blood Honey, Blood for Blood, if I remember it correctly, Volume 2 on my channel. The artist of that series is the same artist that you see here on the cover, and I hope YouTube doesn't censor it or, disappear from the search engine or, because nudity and stuff, YouTube is sensitive for that. So it's been drawn by Ang Hor King, who is also the interior artist of the Blood Honey series. So if you want to know who these people are and what they bring to the table, I highly suggest watching my reviews on my channel. You go to the search bar and type in Gun Honey, and if YouTube doesn't censor or delete them, you can find them. And then this is more like a spin-off series, because what I didn't know is that Gun Honey is now doing a volume 3 that's been drawn and written by the same team from volume 1 and 2, which is really good because I really like the first 2 volumes. Anyway, so what is this? Well, like I said, it's a spin-off series. It's been written by Charles R. Dye, as I'm saying that correctly, and Ace Continuado. Is that a real name? Inker Jose Zapata. I love inkers. We need more inkers in comics nowadays. Anyway, so what is this all about? I'm gonna lead you through it. So we see this redhead. That's her. This is Joanna Tan. She is the main star of the Gun Honey series, by the way. And so she talks about her sister and her dad, and she says, "I always envied people who knew what they want to be when they grew up. My sister wanted to be a doctor since she was 5. I'm pretty sure Dad always wanted to be an accountant." And she says, "Well, I wanted to lie to people, deceive them, make them believe things they weren't true. The first time I ever did it, I could feel it in my fingertip, in my throat. I didn't have words yet for all the places I could feel it. But who has a job like that? Who deceives people for a living?" And then she is, I don't know, in this theater, lighting a fuse, that I say it, yeah. And then she's jumping out and says, "Hey," because this is the magic of Vincent Baraccio, right? And she says, "You're going to want to get off the stage, both of you." So this guy says, "Hey, you can think you can waltz out of here? This guy's owing us money." And she says, "You think he's the only one that want money from him?" So she shoots him, and then the explosion going off because she's did this, right? And she says, "Hey, you might want to leave before the fire trucks get here." So they are disappearing. We don't see that because we jump immediately to the next scene where this guy is still alive. So it was a little bit too sudden. So where are the guys going? Did they threaten her, or I don't know, just disappeared? So it was all fake. And she says, "You didn't say it would hurt so much. You know what really hurt? That knife between your ribs." Anyway, so he says, "Hey, what now? Do we need to change again? Change names, change lives, change everything?" He said, "What kind of life is that? The kind where you're not dead. Now, hair off." All right. And then she says, "It took a while, but I found the work I was born to. I love my job. Seriously, I absolutely fucking love it." And then she is calling a number, and she says, "Hey, yeah, let Penn know his cousin's alive. Bald, but alive." So this is probably more like a job to her. And then coming to that a little bit later, right? And then we go to New York City. And we see here Joanna Tan and her boyfriend. I believe it's a boyfriend. Lost his name right here, but we come back to that. I believe this looks a little bit weird. I mean, I think these characters are a little bit too big. I mean, if you shrunk that, the buildings would more stand out. It looks like there are mini buildings, but perception and all that stuff. This looks good though, right? So the blonde guy says, "Yeah, you ready to tell me any more about this woman you're taking me to see?" Dahlia's an old friend. So, and then she's open up the door. Warning, there's nudity in here. Not much, but nudity is in here. If you don't like that, you don't like naked women, then, well, don't watch my video. Or this video in particular. Anyway, so I pray to the YouTube gods that we don't get flagged or whatever. This is not too exciting for me, but, probably for modern sensibilities, people can get offended, right? Anyway, so she says, "Joanna and friends, I didn't expect you this fast. Traffic was light," she says. And then she introduces them, Dahlia Racers, that's her, and Brooke, Brooke Barrows. So, and then she go a little bit over what happened in the, volumes before that. A little bit of a context. Joanne is a arms dealer, weapon dealer, for jobs. There's a whole story behind that. And he was ex-cop. And she says, let me get this straight. Let me see if I got this straight. He's a federal agent, used to be. And his colleagues, former colleagues, want him dead. That's right, me too. I seen him gun any blood for blood. So you want me to kill you off instead? Nobody does it better. So at the beginning, I thought, what are you talking about, right? So, and then he says, hey, take a break. Mr. Racer, with all due respect, you're not going to fool a professional with some props out of a magic show. And then she is a little bit offended by that. She says, first of all, don't diss magic shows. Second of all, fuck you. So Joanna comes in, hey, relax. Brooke, Dahlia's know what she's doing. Dahlia, Brooke's not a total asshole. All right, so they come together and they're going to prepare. And there's some banter between these two that I like. I like a little bit banter here and there, if it's, well written. Meanwhile, somewhere in a parking lot, this guy says, hey man, this is a secure facility. You cannot be here. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it. And she's mowing them down. My first thought, hey man, you have guns out, right? Like this. Then she's taking something out of her bag and you just don't think, well, maybe that's something that could be dangerous to us. I don't know, like a fucking minigun or a gun or a Uzi. But no, you just stand there and let them mow you down. That's a little bit weak. But hey, anyway, so this guy here, Senator Guggenheim, don't hurt me, please. Please don't hurt me. Hurt you? Why would I want to hurt you? Just shoots them. I just want to kill you. All right, so she's a stone cold killer and probably a job, right? And then we go back to Joanna and Brooke, and they're getting, their faces molded, right? And other stuff. And she says, you need to leave your clothes here. Now, why? I thought to myself. Well, there's a reason for that. I'm coming back to that a little bit later. And she says, if anyone see you wearing them, you want us wearing them now. And I thought, what do you mean with that? So Brooke comes in. Who is us? You're too tall to pass for Joanna, and I don't think anyone would mistake you for me. And so she says, you do know, so he's in the dress here. You do know your dick won't fall off just because you put a dress on, right? I look ridiculous. Not when I'm through with you. Not. I like that. So she's very confident, a little bit cocky here and there, but that's her personality. Meanwhile, this woman here says, hey, I did the job. Now I want to have something challenging because there's nothing challenging about, killing a very scared senator in a car. She says, I'm a hunter. I want prey, not carrion. Okay, since you want a challenge, maybe you're the right person for this one. And as you can guess, Joanna and Brooke are hunted. And then we go back to this woman again. So she says, Joanna Tan and Brooke Barrows. They were last seen in Philadelphia, boarding a train from New York. And he says, hey, Caesar, if you get here by 6, there's a free flight to Vegas in it for you. So she's calling someone, all right? And so this killer says, you lost him? Well, we find him again. We have eyes everywhere. Good for you to remember that. We'll be watching you too. Okay, and then this is happening. Not my finest work, but it'll do. Thank you for doing this, Dahlia, for everything. You get my bill. You're such a liar. And then she says to Brooke, close your eyes, cowboy, if you don't want to see this. And you watch your back. Anything happens to my girl, I'm coming after you. Old friend, huh? Old friend. Yeah, right. Yeah, Joanna likes to have fun with men and women, right? I don't mind that. But then, when they are gone, it seems a boy, I believe that's a boy, called Caesar, comes in. He says, take everything off. I'm going to turn you into a gorgeous woman. He's gay, by the way. It's my lot in life. Hope the tits are bulletproof this time. And he says, you're so manly, it makes my knees weak. And we see a flight, from, I don't know, Las Vegas. It looks really good. At least it's not, Photoshop BS that we see in the modern comics nowadays. No, this is all hand-drawn. I like that. Let's get a little bit dark here. Let me fix that. Just give me a second. No, that's the other way. All right. So then we go to this organization that wants to kill Joanna and Brooke. So you give it to Claride. She wanted it. I don't like the woman. She's a killer, Wyatt. You're not supposed to like her. We have other killers. There's something wrong with this one. Something broken. So the other guy says, long as she puts those two in the morgue, Wyatt, I don't give a fuck what Daddy did to her behind the woodshed. I like the mature writing because it's for mature readers. So buyer beware. So they are being disguised as Joanna and Brooke. And it seems that that's basically her job, deceiving people, lying. She's also a thrill seeker. And it's her job to put other people on the wrong track in this case. Not always, And that's exactly what she's doing. So there's some interaction here with her and other people. There's something important to that too. I didn't notice that first because he is... waving and also there's some interaction here, right? She says, someone wants Joanna dead and her friend. Right now, that means they want us dead, me and Caesar. And that means we can't miss a beat, not one. I can only work with people I trust in my life. So then they're doing this. There's some fake blood on the bed sheets, and she's shooting the bed and maybe the cushions. And then they are turning into other people. And then they split up, right? Because it's not done yet. Because what she's doing is, so she's driving, and then she's starting to dig. But I thought, what are you digging for? But it's all a ruse. It's, a ruse that, the killers looking for her. And if they find her, they gonna be led onto another track and to another track and to another track until the people that they actually want to kill, Joanna and Brooke, already far gone, right? So they're going for very far to do this disappearing act. And then we see all these faces that this woman has interacted with, this guy from the counter, somebody random, and this guy, that in the hall, this guy. And I thought, are these the ones that want to kill her? Or are they just people that they are, that they interacted with for a brief time? So they're doing this just to make sure that no, what's the word I'm looking for? No traces are left behind. And it's also here in dialogue, right? They could be watching us now. So I go the extra mile. If there were bodies, I need to bury them. Let them dig. When they just find the bloody bedding and clothes, they assume I hid the body somewhere else. Not that they didn't exist. I like that. It's pretty deep if you ask me. But then she's being shot by this guy, and I thought, oh no, who's this? Did they trace her or something? And so she has to improvise. So this guy comes, right? And he says, what the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? What the fuck do you think you're doing and digging in my patch? And then, but she's just doing the switcheroo and jumps on his bike and gets away. So is this a killer? No. Basically, it's just a guy, and he, I don't know, she was on his property, I guess, and he saw her digging, right? And she also says that she doesn't like to do, how do you say, improvise in the desert, at the poker table, on the fire. People melt in heat. That's not for me. Heat is what I live for. I seek it out. Heat seeker. Yeah, subtle. If you're red hot, I'll take the heat off you for a price or something, just for a kiss. Now that man, if he had been a spook, not just a desert rat protecting some private weed farm or meth lab, things might have been gone a lot worse. But they didn't, which means everything's back on track. Just need to ditch the bike, which I'll do as soon as I found Caesar. And they all people look at and, oh no, Caesar, what have they done to you? Where are they? Where have you hidden them? And he's gone. I think, oh man, I like that a lot. And that leads us to the next issue. So before I wrap it up, so these are the Gun Honey series, volume 1 and 2. I highly recommend it. If you like what you are seeing in here, you want to have a very cool story, great art, and don't mind some nudity here and there, a little bit of a fan service. This is the book for you. It's for mature readers. It has a very cool, these two, very cool storyline. I like it very much, but that's my opinion. Just check it out and see what you like. Also, we have covers. Oh no, well, more like who's this redhead called Dahlia Racer, right? So we get a little bit more background, which I like. Not only in the comic itself, but also in here. Pretty well done. And they did this deliberately because they are making Blood Honey Volume 3, and they want to give the reader more from this universe. So that's the side content. This is the spin-off series, right? With new characters. Covers gallery. So there's a covers galore. As you can see, a lot of sexy imagery, if you will. And that leads us to the next issue of this series. Again, I'm on board. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this. Leave a comment, leave a like, and all that YouTube jazz. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.